Hey everyone, it's Miss Amanda, and today we're going to talk about magnets. So think about the word magnet. Where have you heard it before? And if you've heard it, where have you seen a magnet? Where in your house could you find one? Your kitchen fridge, right? On my kitchen fridge, I took off this magnet that looks like a sombrero from Mexico. But really on the bottom is where it has the magnet, and this is the part that's going to stick on my refrigerator. A magnet is a rock or a metal that attracts other metals. So that means it pulls other metals towards it. So what is a metal? So what kind of things are going to stick to a magnet? Usually, metals are something that are shiny and hard and typically silver, but not always. So let's test out a few things and see if they are going to be attracted by my magnet. Okay, so let's see which of these objects are metal and that are going to be attracted to my magnet. So magnets are kind of cool because you don't actually always need to touch things to have them stick to it. They can sometimes be attracted or start to stick from a distance, which means they can pull them up. So let's see. Let's find something that is shiny and silver and is hard. I'm going to start with this safety pin. This safety pin is silver and it is hard and it is shiny. So I'm going to take my magnet and look, I didn't even have to touch it and it stuck to my magnet. So we know this sticks to my magnet. Let's try this crayon next. I do not think it is made out of metal because it does not stick. Alright, how about this bobby pin? It looks hard and shiny. It's not silver, but let's try it out. Ooh, magnetic. Alright, this rock that is colored like a ladybug seems pretty shiny, and it's hard, it's a rock. And I know I painted it like this, but its normal color isn't silver either. So let's find out. Nope. Alright, how about all of these staples? Let's see. Perfect. And that was easy cleanup, right? They all stuck to the bottom. So right here, I have a pipe cleaner. It's not too hard. It's kind of bendy and flexible, actually. And it's fuzzy on the outside. And it is yellow. And it is not very shiny. So, but do you think that my magnet is going to pull this from what we've already seen? Let's find out. It's stuck. Do you want to know why? So just like how we have hair on our head, or an animal has fur, this pipe cleaner almost has fur around it, but its inner part isn't fur. It's actually a metal wire, and it's very flexible. And the inside, if you were to shave it, you would see that it was also silver and shiny. So what we're going to do today is we are going to take pipe cleaners and we're going to turn them into caterpillars. So this might be a little bit hard. You might need a grown-up to cut them. And you're just going to snip them up into little pieces and put them onto a piece of paper. And I think they look like furry little caterpillars. And then we are going to make our caterpillars dance without even touching them. Once we're done with that and we see how they dance, we're going to add a little bit of paint and then they're going to paint for us. And you'll see what I mean in just a few moments. Okay, so right now on my paper, I have what looks like a bunch of little furry caterpillars, right? Now I'm going to take my magnet. So now let's remember that they stick to the magnet. So I'm using kind of like a cardstock. It's a thicker piece of paper. And let's see if it can pull and connect to my furry caterpillars through the paper. So I'm going to make sure that my magnet is on the top and I'm holding it from the bottom. So ready, I'm going to make it touch and slide across my paper, and let's see if it starts to move anything. So far it caught one. You see how it's moving my caterpillar around? And as I move closer to the other caterpillars, they're all going to start to dance and move around. Isn't that pretty cool? So now we're going to add some paint onto my paper. So be aware that when you add paint onto your paper, your caterpillars are going to act as paintbrushes, and they are going to move around the paint and create artwork on the paper. However, paint is a little bit thick and it's almost like mud to them. So it's kind of going to be like they're getting stuck in a little bit of mud. So you might have to help them out and you might get your fingers a little bit dirty, but it's pretty cool. Alrighty, so I put some globs of paint onto my paper. Might be a little bit too thick of mud puddles for my caterpillars. Let's see, I sprinkle them on top, I spread them around. I'm going to start from the side and see if I'm going to be able to move them around. And as you can see, as they go through the paint, sometimes they get stuck, but then once they get a little bit covered in paint, it's almost like they act as a paintbrush, and then they're going to be able to move around and they're going to start to paint your picture. It takes some playing with, but it's something that you can take your time with. It doesn't have to take, 30 seconds. All right, I have a little bit done. I'm going to do it a little bit more, and then you guys get to see what my masterpiece looks like after. Whenever you need to, you can sprinkle some new clean caterpillars onto your painting. And it's easier if you have a parent or somebody hold the paper, so then they can focus on holding their magnet and keeping it upright underneath, nice and flat, so then they can move around the caterpillars onto the paper, just like so. Okay, so I shook off all of my caterpillars, and this is what I'm left with. So as you can see, I used my primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and in some places, the caterpillars started to mix my colors together, making green, maybe some purplish, and some orange.